Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 here in the pristine, untouched wilderness of the Calmlands. Over there, and we could very well do more hay. We'll just bring this one over here at the moment. Park him there. I've actually got that one. This one here. Like, this is for transporting vehicles. We're not really going to transport anything else with this one. The only reason that we would keep this one is because then we can justify being able to reset machines to the shop when we want to sell them without having to drive them up there. Although you still got to be able to move them around when you get them to the shop in order to be able to sell them properly. I wonder if we should just sell this one. Like, how much is that going to get us? I'd completely forgotten about that one. Completely forgot that that thing even existed. Let's go in here. Low loader. 11,000. That would actually get us the money that we want. Do I want to keep that low loader? I think I kept it at the moment just to sort of... I didn't know. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it, whether or not I wanted to even use it at any point. Right now, I cannot think of any reason to keep that low loader other than being able to justify resetting machines to the shop. But we're close enough to the shop that I wouldn't need to worry about that anyway. I don't need to worry about, like, it's a short drive to the shop. It really doesn't take very long for us to get to the shop at all. So there would be no issues with that. I reckon we might do that. I reckon we might take that one up. We might sell that one. We're also going to load up this timber and we're going to sell this as well. So we've kind of got like two lots of stuff. There's lime there. There is a pallet of fertilizer in there. I don't have a sell point that we can sell fertilizer at the moment because you can't just go and take it to the shop and sell it. So I don't know what we'll end up doing with that. We may decide to do something with it at some point in the future. I don't know yet. Let's bring you back this way. I've got pallet forks there that we can do something with. Right. I'm going to leave the trailer right where it is, I think. It's going to be useful if we just leave it there. Because then I've got room to maneuver for loading up these logs. I can go onto the slope, I can pick up the log, and then I can bring it back out, and we can then get it into that trailer safely. I think that would be the best way to go and do things. But I like this Fiat. He is a bit noisy. And I don't know what is going on with that glitching in there. What are you doing? That's just because of where we've, like... Oh, it's because we were moving at the time. I think also my pedal was sticking a little bit. That affected it. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Let this one just finish up here. He's got like two little tiny bits to do. Is he gonna do them? He's gonna turn round there. And then we're gonna want to start doing the planting. So we'll set this one going. The planting we'll do twice around the field so that we've got the oilseed radish in here. We're still going to want to be able to do ploughing, but we'll just plough the oilseed radish in. This one over here, I'm really hoping that this works as a... Let's bring you back a bit. Oh, I see. He's already done that bit. I'm really hoping that this one does work as a direct drill. Because I've already ploughed the field over there. I mean, I don't need to plough it, but what we'll end up having to do is we're going to have to run this separately. We're going to have to do it a pass over the field first with the cultivator part, and then we're going to have to go and do a second pass over the field using the machine and the seed drill. Now, I think, though, the only reason that we had to do it is because of the texture of the ground when we started off. This is something that I've noticed before with some mod maps. If the texture of the ground is like slightly wrong on the field to start with, you end up with some weirdness going on, and it doesn't quite work the way that you want it to. So I now need to... But once you've, like, ploughed it once, then everything is fine. But you've just got to do a ploughing on it first time. Let's go to you. Start this one up. And that's now planting. Excellent. We'll do once round the outside, and then we can leave the hired help to carry on with that while we go back to our timber and start picking that lot up. We'll also... Well, I'm literally about to take a break from recording now, so when I come back, I will have gotten rid of the loan. I've decided now, I've given this a lot of thought, I've weighed up everybody's arguments, pros and cons, for and against the loan, although almost all of you are against the loan idea. So I will get rid of the loan, and in place of that, one of the goals of this series is that we must have many millions in our bank before we finish. So 6 million euros in the bank is one of our main goals, as well as having a couple large sheds full of pigs and some nice shiny new tractors. So, I mean, if we're able to have 6 million euros in the bank, then yes, we'll be able to have shiny new tractors as well. So we should be able to do all of the above. At least that's what I'm hoping, once we've progressed along a little bit. Alrighty then. Let's put that one going. No field found. I'm going to politely disagree with no field and insist that there is a field and let that one go. So anyway, I have come back and I have made a couple of changes. Everybody has said that I should get rid of the loan, that it will spoil the series, so I have gotten rid of the loan. I did what I was told. Nobody seemed to like the idea of the loan. A lot of you liked the idea that, you know, I was going to stick to it because I said I would. But you pretty much all said, no, don't do the loan. It's going to spoil it. It's just going to be unnecessary struggling early on. Have one of the targets for the series. Why are you... What is wrong with you now? Have one of the targets for the series... earn 5 million euros. Now, it was suggested that perhaps we should earn 6 million euros because that would be the grand total that we would need to sort of also account for the interest rate that would be there as well from the if we were to do the loan. So I did think about that. But what I was also saying is I thought it'd be really cool if we could have something a little bit grand. And Jimmy J, the beautiful, amazing, the wonderful Jimmy J, who's one of the admins on our Discord server, he put me in touch with this mod right here. This is a millionaire house. Now, there'll be a link to this one on the Discord, because this isn't a one just off of the, what do you call, off of the mod hub. But it's a millionaire's house. You can go into the house, you can interact with it, you can do everything that you want, and it costs 1.25 million euros to actually build it. So I thought, well, what we could do is, one of our goals is we have to build this house as well as have 5 million in the bank. I think that'd be pretty cool. So that's something that I'm going to aim for, is to get that house, as well as doing a whole load of other stuff. A lot of you have said that, yeah, you like the idea of me getting into pigs and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's kind of how we're going to be set up for this series, is we're going to be aiming to make as much money as we possibly can. with whatever means we can, and I'm a little bit confused as to why the hired help thinks for one moment that anything is even remotely finished here. Am I going to have to come back every time it turns around on that headland in order to finish things off, or is it just because I'm there? It might just be because I'm there, actually. It might just be shy. I've got the small logs right there. I want to get the bigger ones, and I want to load them onto that trailer. We need to finish planting the oilseed radish here before we can skip the night. Then we'll be able to skip the night. Now, the one other thing is the transport trailer over there. I don't see a need to keep that one. I think we could probably get rid of it, and that will then go towards our funding for the other piece of land that we want to get. We want to get field 6. I don't want to be spending, like, absolutely ages just working on cutting down trees and stuff like that. So, I mean, ideally what I would like is a tree harvester, but a tree harvester is really silly expensive. There isn't really any other way to do it, though, I don't think. It's like, yeah, you're looking at $500,000 to be able to get a tree harvester, no matter which one we go for. So, doesn't look like we're going to be finding a quick, easy way to do trees. I mean, this is a hardcore series, so quick and easy isn't necessarily something that we should be looking for every time. We'll see about that. We've already managed to swap our tractors over and get this much, much cheaper tractor, so I'm sort of quite pleased with this swap over. I'm also, at the same time, I'm already missing that other tractor. I really like that other tractor, and I would like to get it back. So we will try and get that tractor back as soon as we can, and I also want some other tractors like that. I want fancy, expensive tractors rather than the cheapy tractors that we always seem to end up with on the hardcore series because they're cheap. And yeah, I know in real life, like if you're running cheaper machinery, that's just what you would do. You would run cheaper machinery. Like, it's a sensible thing to go and do. It seems like that tractor has now actually turned around properly. It might just be because I was watching, so the person there was shy. That's quite possibly all it was. Let's drop that one in there. Okay, if I can load all of these trees into that trailer, and then we've got another load that we can go and take up, that should be enough to be able to buy field 6. Once we've bought field 6, we're then in a position that we can... well, I don't know. I say field 6. Section 6 on the map is what we're essentially looking at there. Just sort of wondering what the next thing is that we're going to do. So we want to get pigs, and we want to work towards getting pigs. That's going to be our aim to start with, is building up towards getting some of them. But do we sort of try and go for them fairly early on, or do we just grow crops and use the mill and grind the crops into flour and sell flour for a little bit to start off with? I mean, obviously the timber here is going to make us a decent bit of money, and so that's also going to be a really good help. I'm not sure, actually. I'm really not sure which way round we should do this. Like, we kind of need to commit to a plan of action. I'm still not really sure what how I'm going to make it all work. I mean, I've now sort of got a rough out of the things that I would like to do with the series. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun achieving these goals. It's going to take a while, admittedly, but that's fine. That's part and parcel of the whole hardcore gig. That's what it's all about. It's not about instant gratification. It's about spending a lot of time working on a long-term goal. I I need to be picking the log. I want to have the heavy end of the logs in the trailer there, really, don't I? I don't want to be doing it like that. We're going to have to be a bit careful how we pick these up. This one here, I think I can pick up this way around. What have I got here? Which way around that one is? I think that one's okay to pick up here. Maybe not. Sure what I'm doing with that one. It's just a really, really long log stuck out the end. I want to pick that one up from the other side. I think what we'll do is we'll try and grab these logs and bring them over and put them there. Something that I was actually thinking about, and it is something I've used previously, and I use auto-load trailers in a lot of things, and it's something that I've done quite a bit of, and everybody's happy with me using auto-load trailers. Well, almost everybody. I think I've filtered out most of the people that don't like the auto-load trailers by this point. So I'm thinking that if we were to get ourselves this auto-load trailer right here, this one is 12 meters long, which means it will take logs up to 12 meters. Now, the way that the auto-load works with logs is you can sort of choose the length of the log that you pick up. So long as we continue to cut our trees sort of the way we have, what we'll be able to do is we can use the chainsaw to cut some trees down the same way that we have been, and then we can use the auto-load log trailer to pick them up and move them. We've got the gear here to do it. So we'll sort of keep that. That's a standard rule that I like to have. I can't use auto-load unless I've got the machinery here to be able to load it normally, as I would normally. I haven't been worrying about the time scale on this series. I wasn't going to. Someone did mention it, saying that they quite liked the way that I was quite particular with running the time scale on the Boulder Canyon series, and they quite enjoyed that aspect of it. So if I use auto load, then I do have to increase the speed of the time passing, and they felt that that represented, you know, that gave a more accurate representation of the amount of time that it would take. And by doing that, I'm also ensuring that, you know, time is actually passing by, and I'm not getting loads and loads and loads and loads of stuff done all at once when I shouldn't technically be able to do that much, etc., etc. And I've been thinking about this and wondering whether or not I should put in sort of rules for time passing in this series, and I've been having a proper think about this, and wondering whether or not I think I should do it, because I know that, you know, most of you have said at this point, don't keep doing everything catering to what everybody else wants in the series. Do it how I want to play the game. Run it as a hardcore series. Don't do it because I'm doing the Rizu Forest also how I want to play the game. Do the same, but do it as a hardcore series rather than more of a mess around with unrealistic stuff going on. So that's what I want to do. I'm wondering if I want to be messing around with the timescale stuff. Let me just switch over to here. And tabbing between vehicles is something else that I will do, because, you know, just me physically walking from one vehicle to the other, whilst there is an argument in favour of that, the argument I have against that is just essentially boring filler. When I'm actually making the video, right, I've got this now, and now I need to go back to the other one. You know what I'm doing. You know I'm running up here. You know I'm going between the vehicles, and this is just boring filler. So I literally don't see the point in doing this every single time. Even though it is a hardcore series, I think tabbing between machinery is perfectly acceptable. And so that is something that I will continue to do. I'm really not sure about the timescale. I mean, maybe after, because obviously today, like the first day, I've had it on pretty much 1 speed the whole time. I'm still on the first day, despite the ridiculous amount of time having gone past in game now. Well, not in game, but also real life as well. Like I've done a lot, and so timescale is kind of out of the window for at least this first day. Now, I'm thinking that if I was to introduce some rules for timescale, I'm honestly not all that fussed about it. I tell you what, I'm sort of thinking, you know, if I was to do something with timescale, my ideas of timescale would be, say, keep it at 5 times speed like I was previously. If I use auto load while I'm doing that, I jump it up to 30 times speed. And essentially, I did have a couple of times during the Boulder Canyon series where I ran out of time to do some things, I believe. Like, I would run out of time to do some planting, I would run out of time to do, like, a bit of weeding, because, you know, the time ticked on by. So, I don't know, I'm supposed to do it at 5 times or 10 times speed or whatever it was, whatever the time scale was. Time ticked on by and I ran out of time for some tasks. Yeah, that's kind of good, but yeah, I kind of don't really want to do it. I'm thinking I don't really want to be messing around with that. It's nice. It does sort of add a nice little touch to it, but I don't think it's kind of a make or break thing. And I spend so much time forgetting about it and then worrying about the time scale and speeding up, slowing it down. I thought personally it detracted from the series a little bit, and so I wasn't really sure about that. If I get a strong response about this in the comments, you know, if pretty much everybody says, look, we'd really like you to do the whole timescale thing again, where, you know, I normally run it at, say, 5 times speed, can't go any slower than 5 times speed. I can go faster than that if I want to, if we've done all our tasks, but I can't go any slower than that, because what that does is it limits me to what I can and can't do. I can't go and plant up 300 acres of crop and then harvest it with a tiny little combine, because I literally wouldn't have the time. And what that ends up doing is making the series feel a little bit more realistic, because small machinery, I'm limited to a small amount of land. Big machinery is needed in order to be able to expand my land a bit more. So some of, you know, I can see where it would be something that people might want. However, I'm going to say that unless I get like a really, you know, a lot of people saying, yeah, I really think you should do that, I don't think I'm going to bother with it. I think we'll just kind of leave it like this, and I'll just tick along. And my normal play style, regardless of how difficult I'm making things for myself, if I'm just playing on my own, would be to... Oh, by the way, before I get into that, I keep forgetting, and I've been given a gentle nudge by Panda, Mr. Steal Your Girl. He's called Mr. Steal Your Girl because my wife seen a picture of Maltese Panda one day, and she said, oh, he's really cute. And so from that day on, he's been known as Mr. Steal Your Wife, or Mr. Steal Your Girl, because he's out to steal my Senleia. She's not my Senleia. I don't own her or anything, although she'll probably say that she owns me. So yeah, that's why you'll get references to Mr. Steal Your Girl, because Sen thought that he's quite handsome. So anyway, I don't actually know if he's spoken for. If any ladies are watching and want to have a chat with Mr. Panda, he does have his own channel. He does Twitch stuff, I think. But join our Discord and you'll find links to when he's doing his Twitch streams and stuff like that. But he also runs the multiplayer server. We have a multiplayer server, Farming Simulator multiplayer, that you can go along and you can join. Everybody is free to join. It's completely free. We don't expect you to pay anything for it. It's not exclusive to people who give them money or anything like that. Anyone and everyone can go and join and play on the server. There are some rules and stuff that you need to read beforehand. The password and server and information and everything are on the Discord. If you act like an idiot on the server, you will be banned, and if you are banned, you do not get a second chance. So if you want to be able to play on the server, behave yourself. That's it. Just behave yourself, and then you'll be fine. So yeah, that one's on our Discord, and feel free to go along and join and take a look at that. So anyway, when I'm gaming on my own, I generally put the time scale to 1 times speed, although actually what you can do now is you can have it on 0.5 times speed. There, see? And I'll put it down to like that, and then I'll do whatever job that I want to do, and once I've done the job, I will speed time right up to maximum speed and just fast forward to doing the next timescale thing. I know there's plenty of people that like to play different ways than that, but that's just how I've always played the game. I go to slow speed and do the job, and then I speed it up until I'm ready to go to, you know, the game has sort of progressed to doing the next job. And that's just how I like to run it. So that's probably how I'm going to do the hardcore series here as well. The only bit that I would agree with about the whole timescale thing is I do kind of like the idea that putting it on 5 times speed as a minimum, or a minimum, like it's always got to be at least 5 times speed, does limit me to the amount that I can do with small machinery. And I do actually like that. I think that's quite a good restriction to have, because what it's doing is it's stopping me from spending well, it's not so much about spending the time on it, it's stopping me from doing too much for with small machinery. And you can do that. Like, you can sort of get a bit unbalanced with it and spend a lot of time on very, very small machinery, especially now that we can go to 0.5 times time scale as well. Like, you can spend a lot of time with very small machinery and do it like that if you want to. He's just about finished planting that field. That's excellent. So that one will be done. That's it. We've got that bit done. Let's add you in. Right. We've got growth in there. That'll be finished now, and then we'll be able to start the planting. I think I said I was going to do canola in the big field over there, and this one... What was this one? This one was oats, wasn't it? So this one was oats. We'll crop type oilseed radish growing. Needs lime. Well, it doesn't say what the last type... Oh, it doesn't say what the previous crop was. It's a bit of a shame. Yeah, oh, we had oats in there because we got oats up in the mill. That's an easy way to see that, actually. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.